Imagine this. You've spent decades working, paying into the system your whole life, and now your monthly benefit is the cornerstone of your retirement. Yet today, thousands of Americans are finding their payments suddenly frozen, not due to fraud, not because of any wrongdoing, but simply because they missed an important verification deadline that most people aren't even aware of. The Social Security Administration has rolled out new identity verification requirements that are catching people completely off guard. If your accountant isn't verified by January, you could lose digital access to manage your benefits, update direct deposit information, or even confirm your payment details. And here's what makes this particularly concerning. The SSA is sending notices through mail and online portals, but many people aren't receiving them or don't understand the urgency. This isn't some distant policy change. It's happening right now, and the clock is ticking. Over the next few minutes, I'll explain exactly what's needed, why the SSA is enforcing this, and most importantly, the precise actions you must take today to safeguard your benefits. When it comes to your financial security, there's no time to wait. Let me start by explaining what's really going on here, because the confusion surrounding these verification requirements is causing unnecessary panic for millions of people who depend on Social Security. The Social Security Administration has been dealing with an unprecedented surge in identity theft and fraud attempts over the past few years, and they've responded by implementing stricter security measures across their online platform. I know what you're probably thinking. You've been receiving your benefits smoothly for years, maybe even decades. So why all of a sudden are there new hurdles to clear? The truth is, cybercriminals have grown highly sophisticated, and Social Security recipients are prime targets because these accounts provide consistent, recurring payments that can be hijacked if accessed. The verification process that's being rolled out isn't just some bureaucratic exercise or government overreach. It's actually designed to protect you from becoming a victim of benefit theft, which has become alarmingly common. Just last year alone, the SSA identified over 40,000 cases where beneficiaries had their payments redirected to fraudulent accounts without their knowledge. Imagine waking up on payment day to find that your monthly benefit didn't arrive, and then discovering that someone halfway across the country has been collecting your money for months. This nightmare scenario is exactly what these new security measures are trying to prevent. But the implementation has been confusing, and the communication from the Social Security Administration hasn't been as clear as it should be. Now let's talk about what this verification actually involves, because understanding the process will help you complete it correctly the first time without any delays or complications. The SSA is requiring everyone who has an online My Social Security account to verify their identity through a third-party service called login.gov. If you've never created an online account, you might think this doesn't apply to you. But here's the critical part that many people are missing. Even if you haven't personally created an account, someone else could have created one using your information, which is why the SSA is encouraging everyone to go through the verification process to secure their benefits. The login.gov system uses a process known as multi-factor authentication, meaning you'll need to verify your identity through more than one method. This usually involves entering your personal information, uploading a photo of a government-issued ID, such as your driver's license or passport, and confirming your phone number or email address. I completely understand that for many people, especially those who aren't very comfortable with technology, this process can feel confusing or even intimidating. You might feel uneasy about uploading personal documents online, or maybe you don't have access to a smartphone or computer to complete the verification. These concerns are entirely valid, and the good news is there are several ways to handle it, including getting in-person help at your local Social Security office if you'd rather not do it online. But before we get into the specific steps, I want to address something really important that has been circulating on social media and causing unnecessary fear among beneficiaries. There have been numerous posts and videos claiming that if you don't verify your account by January, your actual Social Security payments will be stopped completely. This is not accurate, and it's causing people to panic unnecessarily. What will happen if you miss the deadline is that you'll lose access to your online account, which means you won't be able to manage your benefits through the website or mobile app. Your payments will continue to arrive as scheduled, whether they're deposited directly into your bank account or sent to you as a paper check. However, losing access to your online account does create some significant inconveniences that you'll want to avoid if possible. Without online access, you won't be able to request replacement Social Security cards, update your direct deposit information, view your benefit verification letters, or check your payment history without calling the SSA directly or visiting an office in person. The January deadline is being stressed so strongly because that's when the old login system will be fully retired, and login.gov will become the only way to access your online account. The Social Security Administration has been gradually moving to this new platform for more than a year, but now they're officially shutting down the old system, meaning anyone who hasn't switched over by then will lose access. Once you're locked out, you'll need to create a new account from scratch using the login.gov verification process, which is actually more time-consuming than just updating your existing account now while you still have access. Let me walk you through what happens when you begin the verification process, because knowing what to expect will make this much less stressful. First, you'll go to the My Social Security website and attempt to log in using your current username and password. The system will recognize that your account hasn't been verified yet, and it will prompt you to create a login.gov account. You'll be redirected to the login.gov website where you'll need to provide your email address and create a new password. Make sure you use an email address that you check regularly and a password that's strong but that you'll remember, because you'll need these credentials every time you want to access your Social Security information going forward. After you've created your login.gov account, the system will send a verification code to your email address. You'll need to enter this code to confirm that the email address belongs to you. This is the first layer of security in the multi-factor authentication process. Once your email is verified, you'll be asked to set up a second method of verification, which could be a phone number where you'll receive text messages with codes, an authentication app on your smartphone, or even a physical security key if you have one. Most people choose the phone number option because it's the simplest and most straightforward. Now comes the part that makes some people nervous: the identity verification step. You'll be asked to upload a photo of your driver's license, state ID, or passport. The system uses sophisticated technology to read the information on your ID and match it against your Social Security records to confirm that you are who you say you are. You'll also be asked to take a selfie using your phone or computer camera, which the system will then match to the photo on your ID to confirm your identity. I understand this might feel a bit intrusive or uncomfortable, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools for preventing identity theft. Even if a scammer has your Social Security number and other personal details, they still won't be able to access your account without both your physical ID and your real face. If you don't have a smartphone or a computer with a camera, or if you're simply not comfortable uploading photos of your ID, there are other options available. You can visit your local Social Security office and complete the identity verification in person with assistance from an SSA representative. They'll guide you through each step, answer your questions, and ensure your account is set up properly. Keep in mind that Social Security offices can get quite busy, especially as the January deadline approaches. So I'd recommend calling ahead to schedule an appointment rather than just walking in and hoping to be seen the same day. Another option that many people don't know about is that you can get help from trusted family members or friends who are more tech savvy. If you have an adult child, grandchild, or close friend who's comfortable with computers and smartphones, they can assist you with the technical aspects of the verification process while you provide the necessary information and identification. Just make sure that whoever helps you is someone you trust completely, because they'll be handling sensitive personal information. And remember, even if someone helps you set up the account, you should be the only person who knows your login.gov password and has access to the phone number or email address used for verification. There's another aspect of this situation that I think is really important to discuss, and that's the fact that scammers are already taking advantage of the confusion surrounding these new requirements. Fraudsters are sending fake emails and text messages that appear to come from the Social Security Administration, claiming that your benefits will be suspended if you don't immediately click a link and verify your information. These phishing attempts are designed to steal your personal information and potentially drain your bank account. The real Social Security Administration will never call, text, or email you demanding immediate action or threatening to suspend your benefits. If you receive any communication that seems urgent or threatening, do not click any links or provide any information. Instead, go directly to the official Social Security website by typing the address into your browser yourself, or call the SSA's main phone number to verify whether the communication was legitimate. I also want to address a concern many supplemental security income SSI recipients have been raising. These verification requirements apply to anyone who has or wants to have an online My Social Security account. No matter which type of benefit you receive, retirement, disability, survivor, or SSI, the same security measures are being put in place to protect your account and your payments. The process is the same for everyone, so if you receive SSI, don't assume these changes don't affect you. Now let's talk about what happened after you've successfully completed the verification process, because understanding the benefits of having a secure online account might motivate you to get this done sooner rather than later. Once your login.gov account is set up and linked to your Social Security account, you'll have secure access to a wide range of services and information. You'll be able to view your current benefit amount and see when your next payment is scheduled. You can download official benefit verification letters, which many landlords, mortgage companies, and other organizations require as proof of income. You can update your mailing address, phone number, and direct deposit information without having to call the SSA or visit an office. You can also access your full earnings history and see exactly how much you've contributed to Social Security over your lifetime, which can be both interesting and useful for financial planning. If you're still working while receiving benefits, your online account lets you report your earnings and see how your work income could impact your benefit amount. If you're receiving benefits based on a deceased spouse's work record, you can access details about both your own Social Security record and your survivor benefits. The online system also lets you request replacement Medicare cards and manage certain parts of your Medicare coverage. While most Medicare information is handled through a separate Medicare.gov account, having online access to Social Security proved especially valuable during the pandemic, when offices were closed or operating with limited hours and phone lines were constantly busy. People who had already set up their online accounts were able to handle most of their Social Security business without ever leaving home, while those without online access faced long waits and significant difficulties getting their questions answered or their issues resolved. Even now that offices have reopened, having online access means you don't have to take time out of your day to visit an office or spend an hour on hold waiting to speak to a representative. I want to be completely transparent about something else that's important. The login.gov system itself has had some growing pains and technical glitches since it was first introduced. Some people have reported difficulties uploading their identification documents, problems with the facial recognition software, or issues receiving verification codes. If you run into technical issues during the verification process, don't get discouraged. Try switching to a different web browser or device. Ensure you're in a well-lit area when taking your selfie, and double-check that your phone or email isn't blocking messages from login.gov. If you continue to have problems, login.gov has its own customer support that's separate from the Social Security Administration, and they can help you troubleshoot technical issues. As we approach the January deadline, I expect that the Social Security Administration will be putting out additional notices and reminders, and you might see increased media coverage about this issue. Don't let the urgency push you into making mistakes or falling for scams. Take your time, follow the official instructions, and reach out for help if you need it. The SSA has extended deadlines in the past when systems were overwhelmed or when there were widespread technical problems. So even if January comes and goes and you haven't completed the verification, your benefits will not stop. However, you'll definitely want to avoid the inconvenience of losing online access. My strong advice is to address this sooner rather than later, when there's less stress and fewer people trying to access the system at once.